Open door, open book. Thank you for being with us. Hi there, Carla Atkinson. Good to see you. Maureen Montgomery, Dorothy Joy, Melanie Denner, Darlene Becky Doubleday. Any relation to Abner? Hi there, Ryan.
Sorry, I'm making last-second adjustments.
Mary Glazer, SR. Confused Dayton poet, 410. Aren't all poets confused in a good way? I'm just thinking aloud. Born a tyranny. Happy Mother's Day to all. Very good to be with you. Yes, I think we'll be ready for the Big Easy, doing lots of minutia to get ready for it right now. And I decided tonight to read from my memoir, Unforgettable. I think this is the New Zealand edition or Australian or something.
What a show-off.
Well, no, I mean, it's the best reading copy that I have. And about my mother and her love of Chicago Art Institute. Oh, Carla, sorry to miss you. My mother and her feeling for the Chicago Art Institute and the way she would bring me around and show off great paintings to me. Hi there, Linda Grimm. Hi there, Laura McLeod. And it occurred to me as I sat down here, there is so much even just in front of me that is from the Art Institute of Chicago. Let's begin with the mug that has my coffee. All right. I place it down on this coaster that we recently got at the Chicago Art Institute gift shop. Not to mention, I believe I've shown this before, my new phone case, which is from one of the paintings that I'll talk about, Sunday on the Grand Jut. So, without further ado, or do we say adieu, adieu, adieu? Why don't we read?
Thank you, SR. I put that up this morning. Isn't that a lovely picture? And one of them is a picture of Pat holding Elise for the first time. We had just arrived from China to Chicago. And it's such a sweet photo.
What a picture. Oh, my baby. Oh, well. My mother had grown up beholding Chicago's Art Institute along South Michigan Avenue, a great white whale of a Beaux Arts building, built for the World's Fair and guarded by two bronze lions, wore evergreen wreaths during the holidays. But she didn't venture inside until she was about 19, working temp office jobs during the day and in clubs at night when she would walk over to Michigan Avenue to stop in a coffee shop before she caught the bus to the near north side. Just wandered in one summer day, she remembered now. The place was so cool with white marble, you could walk from room to room or just sit, look, and dream. It was like a vacation. There was Gauguin, she remembered. There was Van Gogh. Outside there were buses and trains and the police sirens, but inside there was Tahiti. There was a street in Paris. There was a ballet dancer in her dressing room rolling on her socks. Was she taking them off? Degas, Lautrec, and Dufy. I propped my elbow. We're in her intensive care unit room at this point. I propped my elbow on a pillow to ask, what did you like about them? My mother paused and let out a breath. The color they saw, she said. They saw the same things, but with different colors. To put that in our eyes, too, amazing. I loved going to the Art Institute with you. Well, I made sure to promise you a hot fudge sundae at the end. I lifted myself up a little more on the heel of my hand. But it's like you planned, I told her. I'd forgotten the sundae, but I remember a lot of the paintings and show them to our daughters now. I remember walking from room to room with you. I remember the slap and squeak of our snow boots on smooth floors and the hush of the halls and the smell of our wet collars as we strolled through the Paris, Venice, and Tokyo on the walls. You can go all around the world, my mother told me, in just a few steps. Some of the world's best-known paintings hang in the Art Institute, and my mother brought me face to face with them time and again. It's like what they say about Disneyland, she told me once as we stood in front of a Sunday on Lake Grand Jatte. We took a picture of me holding up my, didn't
I
we?
did, yes.
The other day. Uh, you can't see it all in one day. Surratt put so much in there, didn't he? Lady with the red umbrella walking a child in a white frock. Girl sitting on her legs in the grass holding flowers. Are they a gift or a wish? Funny little gray monkey arching his back at the little brown dog who leaps past. The lady knitting, the man sprawled on his elbows, the top-hatted man with a slender cane. Is she with one, both, or neither? The sun painting gold on the grass, white tissue clouds wafting through the shade, the trees woolly with green leaves. The lake dappled blue with dots of white and brown and yellow. See all these millions of tiny dots? Those millions of tiny dots, my mother asked. I leaned forward and squinted. It's called pointillism, she explained. Each little dot is just a speck, but they each touch our eyes. The dots make things move even when they stay still. Dots are like molecules. Put them together and it's life. Isn't that amazing? My mother raised a gloved hand to point toward the back of the painting's eye where there were boaters, sunbathers, and a man playing a horn. If you move the painting to the right, she said, the man with the horn would be in the center. The couple with the beautiful posture and the two top hats, almost matching, aren't they? Wouldn't be there at all. Maybe just a little girl skipping on that side, but move it to the left. We would see the lake, the man with the horn, or see, I'm just noticing it now, and I've seen this painting 100 times. The four folks paddling the boat. You'd think Surratt would put them all in the same position, but they're all slightly, even just an inch or two different. The boaters, the bathers, the couples, curled under the man with the horn, all just kind of looking into the cool blue lake. Each of them could be a painting all by themselves, too, couldn't they? There's a painting in every person, isn't there?
This is so lovely.
Grant Wood's American Gothic hung in another
Which
room.
we just saw. It's
Yeah.
arresting, right? You turn the corner and there it is, and there's the Hopper painting. They're just they're so much bigger off the wall.
Yep. Although they make great coasters.
That's what I mean. They're in
Yeah.
our imaginations. They're in our culture.
Coasters. Ah. Oh, Grant Wood's American Gothic hung in another room, the slender, slightly pinched faces, pasty as dough, the high white collars, the long, sharp tines of the pitchfork. It looks like Uncle Walty, I told my mother. A little, she agreed, but that sure is Natty Chris. He doesn't get that buttoned up to go to church. Look at that house behind the couple, she went on. So neat and sturdy, isn't it? And that worn red barn. I think they've worked hard, said my mother. Those harsh Iowa winters when people had to walk everywhere and they didn't have snow plows or indoor plumbing or electric stoves. The pitchfork is there because in those days they didn't have those big machines they do now to plant and cut and pick all the corn and stuff. I add a parenthetical here. No one in our family had much to do with farming since the Great Potato Blight. Our understanding was imprecise. When you begin to look at art, she said, you see it every day, not just in a museum. You see it in farms, on farm streets and alleys. When we're on the hill and see people leaning out of their windows, look at their faces. Grant Wood could have painted them too. I still think of that sometimes when we ride the L north or something. Grant Wood could have painted them too. He did in a way when he painted the couple. They might have moved from the farm to Chicago if their crops went bad. Now they had to lean out of their window on a hot summer night, dreaming of the farm. Edward Hopper's Nighthawks was in another room. I kept going back to it, drawn like a fly to its shrill yellow all-night light. There was the white-capped server dipping below the counter. For what? The red-haired, red-lipped, red-dressed woman staring dully. The man with the downturned beak of his fedora and hard-set face. Nighthawk himself. The stools like squeaking lily pads below the counter, the silver-gray coffee urns blinking back light. The empty street, eerie with a quiet yellow glow. Where's the door? My mother asked. I looked. I don't see it. You don't see it, or there isn't any? There's got to be a door. I got a little huffy. How else do you get in there? That's good. Then why doesn't Mr. Hopper show it? It's like in the back. Wouldn't an all-night diner have the door in front on the street? That stopped me for a moment. Maybe they were born there, I proposed. Maybe, said my mother, or they're trapped there, just smoking and eating grilled cheese sandwiches forever.
Do they also have a little bit
Garrett's, a little Garrett's, that's right.
I wouldn't mind.
I invoked James Bond to explain a lot of phenomena and purported miracles. It saved time. I could otherwise spend learning facts. Oh, wait. Hank Gilly greed cheese sandwiches forever. I know, I told her. James Bond could parachute on top, blow a hole in the roof, and get them all out. I began to sing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I invoked James Bond to explain a lot of phenomena and purported miracles. It saved time. I could otherwise spend learning facts. It's made my mother wince, but teachers, rabbis, and priests would often say, "What an imaginative young man." Lean a little closer toward the painting. My mother leaned down to draw her head next to mine. Can't you almost hear the coffee cups clink?
That does not sound quite right.
I'm doing my best. All right.
Much better.
Much better. Okay. It's so bright. You could almost like read a newspaper by it. And this line I'll never forget. Artists create their own light. My mother told me. My mother and I stood in front of Cezanne's The Basket of Apples, spilled all over a tilted table. Life works that way sometimes, she told me. You put all your apples in a basket, and then the basket tips. Caillebott's Paris Street, Rainy Day, which we saw. Right?
Yes, we did. It's such a lovely museum.
Caillebott's Paris Street, Rainy Day. Imagine if you had just one day in Paris and it rained, said my mother. Oh, no, you'd say, but look at this painting. And you'd see. You're lucky. Rain makes the city quiet and personal. And Van Gogh's the bedroom. Do you think Van Gogh really made his bed every day, she asked, or just for the painting because he knew his mother would see?
I love your mother's remarks.
So from my memoir, Unforgettable.
That's lovely.
Very good to be with you. We take off back on book tour. I guess we haven't stopped being on book tour, but we take off for New Orleans tomorrow, then Nashville, then the Santa Fe Literary Festival. And we will be trying to do something, from each stop. We'll see. We'll run into some authors and we'll see what we can do. But it would be, less predictable. Well, that's not bad. But you know what I mean. We're going to do what we can. We'll see.
Anything to highlight good books and good authors.
Anything to highlight good books and good authors, critically. And Maine, yes, Stephanie Robinson. We will be coming up to Portland not long from now, come to think of it. Yes. So thank you very much for being with us on this wonderful Mother's Day. Oh, Tina, not Pittsburgh this time, but maybe later, they keep saying. So thank you very much for being with us.
Yes, we'd love to come to Pittsburgh, and we'd love to come to Philadelphia. And so maybe later in the year, later in the summer.
So thanks very much for being with us tonight on our open book. And tomorrow we'll see what we can do. I think it'd be Central Time. We've got some kind of reception.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.